Which of the following assumptions is necessary to the conclusion in the argument to the left? What is the conclusion? The conclusion: it is clear that interstate highway travelers who have theft deterrent systems in their cars are more likely to be habitual reckless drivers than interstate highway travelers who do not have theft deterrent systems. So, theft deterrent systems mean that you are more likely to be a habitual reckless driver. The evidence for this is that 45% have theft deterrent systems, but 80% of those have been ticketed for reckless driving in the past 24 months. So 80% of 45% of the highway drivers have been ticketed for reckless driving in the past 24 months. Which of the following assumptions is necessary to our conclusion? One of the things to look for when you're identifying assumptions is terms that appear in the conclusion that don't appear in the evidence. And this one's super tricky because it's really small. There is a difference, though. We note in our conclusion we have habitual reckless drivers. We don't have habitual reckless drivers here. We know that we have the overwhelming majority of those with theft deterrent systems were pulled over or ticketed for reckless driving. But being ticketed for reckless driving in the past 24 months, does that make you a habitual reckless driver? Certainly that's what this argument is saying, and so the conclusion is going to be in some way tied to if you're ticketed for it, you must be habitual, or if you're ticketed in the past 24 months, you must be a habitual driver. Anyway, let's look for that in the answer choices. A, interstate highway travelers who have theft deterrent systems in their cars generally have more expensive vehicles than travelers without. Well, expense of the vehicles is irrelevant. B, are we assuming interstate highway travelers who are ticketed for reckless driving are more likely to be habitual reckless drivers than are those who are not ticketed for reckless driving? So this is exactly the prediction that we had. That term that appeared in the conclusion, habitual reckless drivers, that's part of the assumption that if you're ticketed, you are much more likely to be, or just you are more likely to be a habitual reckless driver rather than just being somebody who got caught once. Choice B.